Welcome to People. I'm Shirley Lin. Now, my very special guest today is Phil Tchernegovski. It's actually my third time interviewing him, but it's always so great to have a great friend from New Zealand coming all the way here because he's a great fan of Jody Chiang, who is actually retiring from singing just this year. But who is Phil? His son came visiting Taiwan like 16 years ago and was by himself climbing the mountains of Ali Mountain, and he disappeared. So then Phil got worried, came over like a total of 6 times looking for his son, to no avail. But in the meantime, he made friends with a lot of people in Taiwan. And as a matter of fact, Taiwan has made such an impression on him that he decided to write a book. And so he just came up with a book, and the book is called
Mountain of the Sleeping Moon.
Mountain of the Sleeping Moon. So let's meet Phil now. Hi, Phil.
Hi Shirley, and hi to Taiwan and other people around the world.
Thank you so much for coming again. And I know that you wouldn't mind coming again and again to Taiwan because you've made this your second home.
Definitely my second home. In fact, I think the last time I actually had the privilege of speaking to Lady Ma, and yes. I actually asked if she could help me get a Taiwan passport.
So that's how desperate you are.
A real desperate. Well, I come here enough.
All right. Well, the book is recording this whole journey that Phil has made since 1998 and recorded this in the book. So it's a great book. And in fact, I'm going to have Phil tell one particular story in the book that has made an impact on him. So you want to start saying what part that was?
Oh, right. Normally I talk a lot about what happened in Lychee and Fongshan because I've got some amazing friends there. But every time there was a bit of a break from the search, I headed towards Puli because I had these really amazing friends there who sort of were, many of them were intellectuals and very spiritual people and very artistic as well, which was really great for me. So I learned a lot from these people. And in the year 1999, towards the end, there was a massive earthquake.
Oh yes.
And that was gut-wrenching for me too, because I got to see some of my friends actually on some of the newsreel. And so I went over there and I decided that I was actually, instead of searching for Reuben, and I took my hammer over and I thought, no, I'm going to help these people. And I had this amazing woman, Selena, she features in the book. She guided me to Sun Moon Lake to help the indigenous people there. But it was on the year, it was just on the countdown to 2000. And we're in, I was in Puli, and I was with my friends, and I was watching New Zealand on TV, the countdown, countdown in 2000. I saw it all, and here I was in Taiwan sitting amongst friends, a little bit early for our countdown. So we all went over, and it was just amazing. All these people come out of this broken down, beautiful little township that I remembered, and converged on the sculptural park. The sculptural park, amazing place, with all these beautiful sculptures made by this old dude who carved into rock. They were, to me, they were spiritually uplifting and yeah. Anyway, the story goes, as I went into the park, I was just wanted to be amongst friends. I didn't want to be anything else but just amongst friends to celebrate. And I was in this crowd, and this beautiful little old woman came up to me and went, "Mr. Phil, Mr. Phil, Mr. Phil." And then some guy, he looked like he was supposed to be a legislator, he grabbed me by the arm and he took me up on stage. Now, I was standing there. I don't know how many people were there, but there might have been 10,000. I don't know. There could have been more.
You think you have stage fright?
I think I was in shock at the stage.
Okay.
At least they didn't ask me to sing. And
And I'm going to ask you to sing now, and you still wouldn't.
No, you can't get that out of me. And what happened was, so I thought, I just went ni hao, kia ora, ava veriu, the Joe's Aboriginal thing.
Which means hello?
Hello, yeah, greetings to everyone. And to my amazement, when the countdown finally came, they handed me the mic and told me to do it.
And you thought they meant for you to sing?
No, I knew it was a countdown,
Okay.
so I could handle that. But what happened was, it was just beautiful. It was getting all nice and dark, and all I could see is these beautiful lanterns, candle-lit lanterns, and they're all in a glow, and all these beautiful smiling faces, all looking at me.
Oh, the kids, right? Holding candles?
Yes, not only the kids, but the parents and that, they're all standing there. And then there was a point where, I got told just to walk down these steps, which I did, off the stage. And then all these beautiful small little children come rushing up, and they're pulling me on the sleeve, grabbing my hand, grabbing my trousers. It was the greatest affectionate thing I've ever experienced in my life.
Right.
And all I could see, these amazing parents, all their faces are glowing as they release these lanterns into the sky.
Ah, sky lanterns.
Yes. Wow. I'm still blown away with it, and always excited to tell people that story. It seems so unbelievable that when I tell it in New Zealand, they don't believe me.
Because you felt honored.
I felt really honored.
Right. So, Phil, what made you decide to write this book, even though it's hurtful to recollect all those memories and thoughts about Reuben, your son? So what made you think of writing this book?
It was, to me, I always wanted to say thank you to Taiwan. And this I realised was the way of doing it. Initially, I had recorded some information on an old computer, but I was very apprehensive about doing it because I'm partially dyslexic. But no excuses. There's computers, so you can overcome this. But I call it the night of the small chickens. It was after Jody's concert the first time I came over.
Well, what year was that?
2013, was it 10 or 11?
Maybe it was 2010.
10, was it? Yeah. And the publishing company, Yuan, they invited me to meet Mr. Leo, who wrote the book about me searching for my son. And while we're having this meal and these little spring chickens, I remember everybody was pressing me, come on, Phil, why don't you write your version of the story? It'd be really exciting.
You mean here in Taiwan?
Here in Taiwan. This was happening
was happening in Taiwan.
Straight after the concert.
Okay.
And I was a bit reluctant, a bit nervous, but something inside of me said, no, this is the right thing. And then I was really lucky. Jonas Ho turned up on the scene.
Yeah, how did he turn up?
Well, now that's another real amazing story.
Right. Well, let's explain. He's Taiwanese, but he grew up in New Zealand?
He lives in New Zealand. He's a Kiwi.
He's a Kiwi, like he was born there?
No, he was born in Taiwan, but we claim it as our own now.
Okay.
Jonas, I was planning to come, because I'd never seen Jody at all. I'd never seen her in concert. I just had many of her CDs. So I thought, maybe I'll go over to a concert. So I was checking it out on the internet and not having too much success. And then it was like the following night, I got this phone call, and I thought maybe it was an internet hacker or someone like that ringing me up, asking me if I like to go to Jody's concert with all expenses paid. And I thought, this has got to be a crock. This is not...
Really? That's what you thought?
Yeah,
you just never thought?
It seems too surreal that someone from out of nowhere rings me up in New Zealand and asks me this.
Well, in the meantime, everybody was trying to locate where you are and get a hold of you. So from nothing to finally locating you somewhere in the mountains, right? I can say that.
Yes.
So it's amazing how we're professional at this, aren't we?
Yes. And when Jonas come to see me, I asked him to come around the next night because I wanted to digest what he was saying first.
What was he doing? What does he do in New Zealand?
Besides writing books, because he writes books. He's
just a writer full-time?
He's a writer of books. No, but he also works in real estate.
Oh, okay.
And but he's an amazing family man. Their family is just really amazing.
Okay.
But he turned up at my home with his wife, and then he said, I've brought the tickets and that, and I was going, oh, yes, okay, still not believing it. And then I looked towards his wife, Amy, and Amy looked at me with this most sincere look and said, Phil, it is true. I didn't believe it. And honestly, I was squeezing my arm in disbelief. I could not believe it. And since then, Jonas has helped me throughout. I sort of turned to him when I was writing the book, and for his great guidance. He's a genius, the guy.
Wow. How long has it been since starting the book until it's finished?
I think because I wrote too much information.
Oh, you actually wrote the whole thing yourself?
I wrote the whole the manuscript. Okay. I wrote the initial manuscript.
Yeah.
And there could have been more than over 1,000 pages, and Jonas kept on sending me away. And he said some of it, and I'll be honest with you, because Jonas was always forthright with me, that's where the Kiwi bit comes in, where he talks direct. He said some of it's literature, Phil, really good literature, but some of it is a bit wish-washy.
Okay.
Yeah, you need to upgrade it. So he sent me away, and it was quite complex because we were writing it. We ended up writing it because I'm writing it for Taiwan. I'm not writing it for New Zealand.
Sure.
So I'm writing it for Taiwan. How do you transmit the message to Taiwanese? You don't write the whole thing in English.
That's what Jonas asked you to think about?
No, that's what I thought about. I thought it's got to be translated. It's got to be translated by someone at the highest level. Well, I discovered that Jonas he's an exceptional translator, but he's an exceptional author. And with a lot of discussion when we were going through my manuscript, which was too much, I thought maybe I'm writing this story too much about the I-me, my perception. I'd like to have a balance, how the Taiwanese people thought about me through the search. Who else could I ask but Jonas? And he's just really amazing. Everybody loves him. He's just put the whole balance back into the storyline, and I give him huge credit. He is my co-author, and I'm honoured to be able to actually write a book with him.
Right. Now there is one thing that I've known you all these years, but there was one thing that I don't think you ever mentioned to me personally, is that I realized that when you went to the government in New Zealand and asked for help in searching for Reuben, and how you didn't have any success, and then you boldly came over to Taiwan and approached New Zealand representative office for some help, and you didn't get any help. You stormed to the presidential office building.
Yes.
You really did?
Yes.
By yourself?
Yes. I had some people with me.
You did?
There was two wonderful Taiwanese women who were students with Reuben in Dunedin.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah, but that was my idea, and there was also there was another Kiwi guy with me, but you know, like I worked strategy out with him, but I was devastated, and everything was urgent, and every moment counted as far as what I was concerned, and it was supposed to be like a low-level search, and I thought, this is not going to sort it out.
You wanted a high-profile search.
Yes. There's a point why people have low-level searches, but I believe, knowing my son and his love of nature, I had a strong gut feeling. But as for the representatives here, and I can't speak highly enough of them on a personal level.
Okay.
And I don't want to get into the politics of it, but people shouldn't, you know, there's a point where politics should be put aside and where people should be given help regardless of the political agenda of the countries involved. But it was tense. It was very hard for me to do the searching and then negotiate at the same time. So I was searching and negotiating all the time, but the blessing was the Taiwanese police, even though I had some hard, heavy discussions with them, they always looked at it with great balance, and they respected